Hi guys, Tracy here. I'm going to do another Christmas layout, although not using traditional Christmas colors this time. I've got this picture here of my daughter, and it's one of two vertical, there they are. I've got two vertical 4x6 photos of my daughters with their favorite Christmas presents. And so I'm keeping in mind the fact that when I make this one, I'm going to want to make another one for the other picture that are going and so the two will face each other. They're not going to be, it's not going to be a two-page layout, but it's just going to be two layouts that kind of go together. So for that reason, I dug into my own Dear Lizzie stash there. You saw me looking at it because I have another piece of that pink paper. So I thought I might use the same background on both of them and have it be that Dear Lizzie pink paper. But then I ended up deciding to go with this triangle paper, also from the Dear Lizzie line, but I only wanted to use one of them. So, and it came in the kit. So I have my Studio Calico 34th Street kit here, and I also have a couple of my Christmas leftovers, mostly stickers from the Echo Park Photo Freedom Letters to Santa collection that I used for Project Life, and I have a couple of crepe paper stickers too, although I don't know if they made it onto the layout. So there's that piece of paper I just trimmed off the manufacturer's strip, and then I had this piece of crepe paper wood grain. It's like a dark gray wood grain, and I really love it. I wish I had more of that paper. And it wasn't quite the same size as a 4x6, but I thought I would trim it up to 6 inches and have it kind of mirror that one. I was originally going to have this layout be a super layered layout, but then as I kind of just played with the papers, it was all, I don't know, it came together this way instead. So it ended up being one of these all laid out layouts instead, kind of like a graphical um, blocking type of a layout. And I'm just eyeballing it, even though, you know, my lines aren't necessarily going to be perfect. I'm not one for measuring. And yeah, so I purposely cut one of the lines shorter, that strip a little bit shorter, so that I could put 3 enamel dots in the spot there. So I just wanted to make sure I had enamel dots to do that with. And so that red grid paper is made by Studio Calico, and it came in the 34th Street kit. And then that, as I mentioned, is crepe paper. It's from the On Trend collection. And then I've got a piece of POW glitter paper up there at the top. So I'm going to put those 3 enamel dots, and I don't know who makes those enamel dots. They're kind of pearlized. They're not true enamel dots. There's some other kind of stuff. I keep my Polaroid frames, the ones I've made myself and the ones I've bought, in the same little plastic container that I keep my enamel dots in. It's just like two trendy things that I'm using a lot of right now, so I'm just keeping them out on my desk. And then I just grabbed some of my, just from my Project Life stash, some of my little tags and bits of things. And I chose things that had some blacks and some reds and maybe some yellows and stuff. So I want to use this. This is a pink paisley journaling, a Polaroid frame, and I'm going to use it for journaling. So I wanted to cut out one of those journaling cards and use the lines on it for the journaling card I'm going to make out of the Polaroid. And that is a piece of Studio Calico paper, the one with all the journaling cards on it. And then that chevron tag I stuck in behind there is from the Crepe Paper Sleigh Ride collection. And then these banner stickers are from the Echo Park Letters to Santa collection. So I'm just putting a couple of pieces of washi tape. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to do with this, but it brings in some more brown, or, you know, like crafty brown type of a neutral color, just because the Polaroid is off-white, and so I want to have something kind of off-whitey browny in the layout. So the washi tape as it was too thick, so I ripped it in half and used it above and below the layout. And I took 2 pieces of other washi tape from my stash, and I wanted to use this Marion Bright thing that Coralie sent me. She made a whole bunch of them, and I wanted to use them, but I couldn't. The scale wasn't right for this layout. So there I just used my ATG to attach that piece of journaling card to the back of the Polaroid, so that it gives me some lines to do my journaling on. And the lines are kind of like a school notebook type of thing with a red thing on the edge of it, with a red line on the edge. I think that's an Evolicious tag that's sticking out there, the pink one that I just put glue on. It could be L's Studio. I can't quite remember. So I'm kind of going back and forth between which badge I want to use where, but I decided to use a blue one there just so that it wasn't all red down there. I wanted to bring some blue into that part of the layout. So these are some leftover Studio Calico die cut tabs that I had from a kit a while ago. And so I'm stamping Merry and Bright, and there's a little close-up shot of it. And then I'm going to staple it onto the edge of my Polaroid. And oftentimes when I'm scrapbooking, I do this, like I attach things to each other before I put them on the layout, just so that I just find it easier to move things around and figure out exact placement if things are all attached to one another. So there I go, doing it again. I'm going to attach that tag, and now I'm going to go back, because one of the things I don't care for is a printed tag that doesn't have an actual hole in it and an actual reinforcer. So I use these little labels punches by Stampin' Up, and it makes a little fancy little tiny thing that's the perfect size for putting over, like to be a reinforcer for a tag is basically what I'm trying to say. And then I just use a regular office supply hole punch, and it gives you the perfect size hole for that tag. And I just like that look a little bit more. At this point I've attached and reattached it so much that the glue is not very solid on it anymore, so I'm going to have to re-glue that. So I went back and added some outlines, and now I'm going to add some more glue so that it'll actually stick. And I'm really liking how that looks. And that little bit of yellow ribbon, first of all, I've been wanting to use that ribbon forever. I got it off Etsy and I love, love, love it. I'm putting some enamel dots on in yellow just to bring yellow into some other places on the layout, because that ribbon was the only yellow. So I had to move over my washi tape in order to accommodate that, but luckily washi tape can, be removed pretty easily and reattached, so that didn't cause me any problems. And then this is a border sticker from the Echo Park Letters to Santa collection, and just added a piece of that same washi tape underneath the flare badge. And that is a flare badge that came in a Studio Calico kit a while ago. And so I put the Merry Christmas banner across there, and now I'm getting my sewing machine out, and I'm adding some dark thread. I actually don't have black thread, but when I use brown it kind of looks black enough. And so I first just stitched right over the banner to make it look like it was sewn on. And then I'm going to add some stitching everywhere that there's the brown craft polka dotted washi. And I'm going to go back and forth between using 2 different sizes of zigzag stitches and a straight stitch. So there's one more piece of washi tape, so I'm just going to stitch over that piece. And then this is coming together pretty good. I think it's pretty much almost done. I can't remember if I did anything else or not. Just finally gluing down that badge. I think it might be a Marcy Penner badge, the Love number 2 badge I'm talking about. Yeah, I think it's from an old Studio Calico kit anyways. So I'm taking some Studio Calico wood veneers. I thought the girl looked really great. I got another package of Potty People so I could have more girls. And so that one looks great underneath that flare badge. And then those 3 little stars down there just adds a little something to that other flare badge. And so this one came together really quickly. I think it was maybe an hour and a half or so. I was reserving that top strip for my title all along, which is something I don't often do. Usually I decide where the title goes at the end. But these layouts where everything is spread out are a little bit easier to plan as you go along instead of flying by the seat of your pants. So those are some new thickers that I have. They're from the Dear Lizzy. They came in the Dear Lizzy collection. What are they called? They're called Fancy. That's a nice name for them because they are pretty fancy. They're glitter foam cursive letter stickers. So you can't really get much fancier than that. And sometimes when I do cursive, I like to make it look like it's all connected. And so I just use my cutter bee scissors to cut off little parts so that I can make it look like they're all connected to each other. So there's the title. Um, I forgot I added that in there. That's nice. Um, Oops. Trimming up the A little bit better so it looks a little bit more natural without that little dot at the end of the A. And I thought about adding a subtitle. No, I was going to say All I Want for Christmas is Baby Alive, but then I decided, oh, that's going to be way too crowded and way too much work. I wanted to be done, so I just stopped. Here it is.